Hi there, welcome back to another video on my channel. And today I'm giving you guys a bunch of pink horror recommendations for Valentine's Day. Woo! Okay, so what the heck is that? What's pink horror? If you're interested and you want more in-depth speaking about pink horror, I have a video on my channel dedicated to pink horror. And I'm going to put that right here somewhere. But anyway, pink horror is basically like a subgenre of horror. At first, I didn't really know about this until some of my own readers actually messaged me, or were, I was in a Discord chat with some folks, and they were talking about me before I signed in there. Oop. And they were talking about pink horror and how my work falls into pink horror. So pink horror is horror written primarily by, I'm saying primarily because I have a controversial opinion, but I won't share that here. Primarily written by women and queer folk, about women and queer folk. And it is a feminist taking of the horror genre or the scary genres, and women and femme presenting folks reclaiming our bodies when we are normally deduced to just being the girl on a movie poster, right? It is a feminist retelling of horror, or it kind of just shows the horror of being a hyper feminine or feminine presenting person. A lot of them tend to also use pink as an aesthetic choice to kind of promote these sorts of ideas. So I know if you're looking for like classic horror movies that are pink horror, I definitely think that one of the best ones to find is Jennifer's Body. I think that's a perfect example of pink horror, where you have the main characters being women, and they are wrestling with ownership of like bodily autonomy. Basically, is the whole messaging behind that movie. Um, and hence the movie being called Jennifer's Body. It's a masterpiece. It was a way ahead of its time. People just didn't, the girls did not get it, okay? But I always got it, all right? And I will die on this hill where I think there is a sapphic relationship between the two female main characters. I think they want each other, and I might be the only one that thinks that, but I get those energies from them a lot. So anyway, that's pink horror. So I love writing pink horror. A lot of my short stories tend to focus on either hyper feminine themes, or have hyper feminine characters, or present feminine interests in some way. So I'm just going to give you all some pink horror recs because I like the color pink and it's Valentine's Day. And maybe this is more for Galentine's Day, I guess. But anyway, here you go. 'Tis the season. Anyway, so one book I always recommend to folks who want to get into pink horror is Bunny. This is a weird freaking book, but it's one of my favorites. I love Bunny. This is a story about the main character is in grad school, and she is in a writing group, getting her writing degrees. And the writing group has this clique in it, and they all refer to each other as Bunny, and they're very obsessed with each other. And eventually, the main character kind of stumbles into their writing clique and their writing group and sees what's really going on. And this will mess with you because multiple times they'll be like, what the hell, what the fuck is this? Sometimes this blurs the lines between what's really happening and what's going on in the main character's head. We have a bit of an unreliable narrator here, and it's just really messy and weird, and I love this. This is also kind of a critique of writing, or in general, or like writing programs in general in a way, but it is amazing. I love Bunny. I try to recommend this, folks. It's not for everybody. Some people really don't like this book. I really do, and it will always be on my pink horror list. Okay, I love Bunny. Period. So another pink horror book with a rabbit on the picture is What Moves the Dead. So this is actually kind of like a retelling. So this is a reimagining of an Edgar Allan Poe story, The Fall of the House of Usher. Now that just came out on Netflix, and I really enjoy that show too. The Fall of the House of Usher. That is also a reimagining of this similar story. But this and that are completely different. So this is more of a gothic tale. A lot of things with gothic tales, there is like slow descent into madness, featuring some sort of decay, like I don't want to spoil anything from you, but you see what's on the picture, okay? And decay. So Gothic tales a lot of times focus on mental decay as well as environmental decay. This is a really short read, but it's beautiful, and the main character in this book is actually trans, and we love to see it. And so I'm putting this in pink horror. Even though the main body of the book is black, it's still very queer, and just the aesthetics on the front give me kind of pink horror vibes. Um, but I really enjoy this one if you want a short read, and if you like gothic stuff, you'll really like this. This is very classic gothic literature. So, okay, so another pink horror book I have, look how pink this um, is Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. This is a book that is kind of like the main character overcoming religious trauma. It was a fun read. I really enjoyed it. The main character is very snarky and I think pretty likable, even though she does have sass. So basically, this is about the main character grew up in a very religious society. She has since left that society, but now she got an invitation to her, I think her cousin's wedding, her cousin slash best friend. I think they're both. Her cousin slash best friend's wedding, where she's going to be marrying her ex boyfriend. Yeah, so she's coming back in town for that. Um, and slowly you realize that like the religious community isn't necessarily the Christian group that you think it is. And I don't want to spoil anything from you, even though dude, this wasn't a surprise for me. Okay, like if you see the front, you kind of know what's going on. But so if you're looking for something that is about like um if you basically want to read something that validates your religious trauma, I recommend this one. This one's pretty good. It's called Black Sheep. Um, and yeah, there's also another book I want to read by her that's called Such Sharp Teeth. That's like a werewolf themed book. That's also on my list. I really enjoyed her writing, so I'll probably like pick that one up too. So yeah, so this next part, I kind of wanted to shout out a colleague of mine on Instagram. And I'm so sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. I've only seen it in print. So I just want to shout out somebody else who's really passionate about pink horror is Wendy Dalrymple. Dalrymple. I'm going to put her name here. Um, this is an author who has plenty of choices when it comes to pink horror. She writes a lot of stories that involved unhinged women doing unhinged women things. So I think she originally started writing Florida Gothic or like stuff relating around Florida, um, but then kind of shifted her focus into pink horror. One of her latest things that came out that's on my list is called Parasocial. This is a story about like obviously parasocial relationships and the kind of bonds that are formed between like influencers and their viewership, which is something that I love techno horror. I write a lot of techno horror myself, so I'm interested in this kind of uh topic. So this would be the one that I would recommend for myself, but she also has other books and I'll put them on here. One of them is again like a mushroom hike type story. Another one is about, I think it's called White Ibris, that is like another exploration of a woman becoming obsessed with another woman. But yeah, I'll put all of Wendy's work on here. So if you want to also read another independent writer or another pink horror writer that isn't as like well known, or like traditionally published and blah blah blah, check Wendy out. She's great. And then now I'm going to do a self promotion because I can. So here you go. Okay, so this is my book, Cursed Images, if you want to check it out. This is what really got people into labeling my work as pink horror. Um, so obviously you see the cotton candy pink, not even cotton candy, the girl, this is pink pink. There's so many shades of pink in here. Pink and teal are like my favorite colors. So this is like a big culmination of basically me in a book. So yeah, so this is Cursed Images, Scary Stories from a Child of the Internet. This collection was inspired by the toys and tech of the early 2000s, which is basically like my childhood. I was just really nostalgic for this, and I was thinking about like old internet culture and kind of like the wild wild west of the internet, how scary it was back then, because I mean people still do the misinformation nowadays, but back then, like if you were a kid online, like everything and anything could be true. You know what I mean? Like the creepypastas or like the dangers of chat rooms and so many other things. So the internet is crazy. I put it in a book. Um, and it also has like story, like it also references toys like Furbies and Tamagotchis and Webkins. I have a scary story for each. There's 10 stories in here. I've been thinking about making a sequel to this, but I'm not exactly sure. But this is my best selling work. So if you are interested in pink horror for Valentine's Day, I really recommend my book. There'll be a link to it in the description below because there always is. I always put links to my books in my YouTube videos. And if you want to check this out for yourself, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, that's basically pink horror. I have lots of other recommendations for pink horror too, if you really want to get into it. But I just want to make a short list for you just to kind of like dip your toes in the water for pink horror, because this is a genre I'm really passionate about, and I want it to be more mainstream. I do. I want it to be exciting for folks. I want people to get into it, because I think I used this tagline in an article I wrote for Pink Horror on my website, and I really stand by this. And it's like, to be femme is a dangerous existence. We might as well scare them back. Work. So yeah, I'm here for that. So if you want this to be a regular thing, I can give more pink horror recommendations as I read them, or as I go through them and read what I like. So if you'd like that, let me know by commenting down below, liking the video, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing to the channel. Please, please, please. All that would help me out a lot. And until next time, thanks. Bye.